and HB going Juvie and BG. They gotta put my face on the box of Wheaties. I'm praying for whoever think they compete. Salute when you see me. That's all he ever, so that's how you greet me. I'm going TM 101 cheesy, and plus they got D2 on repeat. I'm with the love of my life in like 3 weeks, cause that's all I needed. She wanna go on a trip and retreat, but I'm sorry, I never retreated. I set the bar so high that you might as well leave it. I'm going undefeated, I've broken the system, had to breach it, that's mission.
The snow sure has made the travel difficult all throughout the 5 boroughs and into New Jersey, but we are ready for football nonetheless at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store between the Houston Texans and the New York Jets. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. Here's Richie James on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
Good running right there, and this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wentz. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. It's a big play that time by the Jets.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Running left, it's Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. A handoff to Barkley. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Dancing to his left. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Now the Jets will call on the field goal unit here. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run with Harris. And some room to work. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKenzie. And down inside the 15 he goes. Well, for an inside linebacker, I think you'd agree when I say that he is fast to the football, and he proved that thesis correct on that last play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty. But it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 20. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Isaiah McKenzie there to make the grab. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. They run with Barkley on 1st down, and he gets about 5 out of it. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it. I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Wentz. forced out to his left. That's going to be caught by Allie Cox. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a big play that time by the Jets. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Solid running there. And, CD, we hear so much about what it takes to win in the playoffs. Most people like to include having a strong running game in their assessment. And with this man in the backfield, this group has a strong running game without a doubt.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you there because in terms of yardage, he's a top 5 running back in the league. And in terms of impact on a game, not many better than him. And when they're flowing and he's carrying the ball consistently, they're tough to beat.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. To throw is Wentz. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And the Texans are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's got room. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 50 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. On first down, it's Tannehill. Looking downfield for Godwin. He's got a man, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Texans. De'Ami Brown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's a give to Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Wentz. He'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equinemius St. Brown.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
On first down, Barkley. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. Steps away to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. To throw again on 2nd down, Tannehill. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Tannehill. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. 1 second, all that remains. A final shot before half for Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Runs over him. 66 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On first down, it's Harris, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Tannehill. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big connection on that one. 38 yards.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Tannehill. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. There he goes, right side. 30, 20, 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a jet touchdown. That's tough there, starting to mount a good drive. Quarterback lets his guard down for just a moment, and it's going to bite him.
And I was just about to remark how controlled the game they were here in this third quarter, but that return for 6 points, we now have a game again.
They're going to run it with Barkley, and he'll get in for the 2 points, and that'll cut the deficit down to just a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for a sack. Myles Garrett in there to bury him for a loss of 11. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Let's make these babies cry. Mike.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Wentz going to throw. Being chased out left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first, this now from 46 yards away. Patterson's kick is good. And that will tie our score at 14. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start? Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Max Crosby in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Tannehill. And he will get to the first down marker as he slides to avoid the contact.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Tannehill's throw going to be caught by McKenzie. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They hand this off to Harris. He was brought down by Kamu Grugier-Hill.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. On the very outer edge of field goal range, it would be 56 yards if they got nothing here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is going to be intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Jets are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch the slap, watch the slap, watch the slap. Check.
On play action, Wentz. Now he'll escape to his right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
The Jets on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Big 3rd down, a field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Now a play fake. Wentz. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
They'll run on first down. It's Harris. 79 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Throwing on 2nd and 3, Tannehill. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. Now Tannehill. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call, and he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Again, it's Harris on 2nd down, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Let's go, baby.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to right side with Harris. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Here's Tannehill. Flushed out right. And it's caught. Touchdown. Brevin Jordan from 13 yards out. And the Texans have broken the tie. And McPherson on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. He's going to let it fly. On Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off at the 24. Uses the stiff arm. Escapes the defender. And the Texans have just about sewn up this football game.
Because of Patrick Peterson, I don't think that there's a skill position he can't play. How about his hands? That interception just sealed a victory for his team.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 107 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. On first down, it's Harris. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And I know it's hard to find solace on one side when the season ends.